Good day, G12 learners. I am Miss Miles Dinargosa, and welcome to another amazing episode of Business Finance here in NCR TV. At the end of this video lesson, the learners should be able to explain the major role of financial management and the different individuals involved.
Let us begin with a story about a young adult who was dreaming to become successful someday. Her name is Marikit. She is on her fourth year in college. She is living with her grandparents in Manila, while her parents send her allowance every month, who were living and managing their small poultry business in the province. She used her allowance in getting to school, eating lunch during breaks, occasional snacks, or going out with friends and playing computer games, going back home and going back out to a nearby store to buy load for texting, chatting, and browsing, and buying and printing materials for her projects.
Okay, so these activities involving decisions on where to use her allowance are what we call financial decisions. How about you? What are the financial decisions do you encounter every day? And the act of estimating the revenue in form of her allowance and expenses over a period of time is called budgeting. How about you? How do you budget your own allowance?
When she has some excess money, she sometimes uses it in selling something to her classmates and hide it under her bed. But her friends told her to deposit it in a bank.
Excess money presents an opportunity for investments. Investments come in many forms that will generate income and will appreciate in the future. Would you prefer to hide your money under your bed or deposit it in a bank? Why? Yes, you are right. Between hiding your cash under your bed and depositing it in a bank, it would be better to put your money in a bank deposit because it will earn interest.
But there were also times that she is short of cash, so she sometimes asked her parents to send her money, or borrowed from her friends, or even pawned her watch and other valuable stuffs.
When we face the financial difficulties, in this case the lack of funds to meet current expenses, we look for people and institutions to give us the money that we need. These are called sources of funds. Have you experienced it too? What did you do? Where did you go? With this, we can define finance as the art and science of managing money by Pittman and Sutton. Because finance is concerned about the decisions about how much of your earnings you spend, how much you save, or how much you need, how you invest your savings, and how you raise additional funds you need. We can conclude that finance is part of our everyday life. How about you? On what aspects of your life can you apply finance?
After graduation, Mona is thinking if she would want to be employed first by a company, or manage their family business, or even start up her own business. Ever since, she really wanted to own her own business, but what form of business organization would it be?
Okay, so there are three basic forms of business organization according to ownership. These are sole proprietorship, partnership, and corporation. A sole proprietorship is a business owned by one person and operated for his or her own profit. Partnership is a business owned by two or more people and operated for profit. While corporation, it is an entity created by law, owned by at least 5 or more shareholders.
With the pros and cons in her mind, she suddenly realized that she still needs additional money for capital, experience, and knowledge in operating a business. So she decided to apply first in a well-known and huge company or a corporation. Luckily, she was hired as part of the finance department, the part of the organization that is responsible for the management of the organization's finances, or the one that is concerned on the financial management of the organization.
Financial management deals with the decisions that are supposed to maximize the value of the shareholders' wealth, according to Diana. So, what do we mean by wealth maximization? Wealth maximization is the concept of increasing the value of a business in order to increase the value of its shares held by its stockholders, as cited in the accountingtools.com.
Mona was so excited as she headed to the orientation room. She saw a familiar face. It was her senior on her college days. As they chat, she found out that she is now the financial manager of the company and the one who will also give them the orientation.
A financial manager is part of a management team whose ultimate goal is to maximize shareholders' wealth. Other than the financial manager, there are other key positions who are responsible for making decisions of a company. These set of people are part of the corporate organization structure.
The financial manager congratulated them and gave the orientation. At the end, she introduced the other key positions who play a role in the decision-making of the company and presented the corporate organization structure to all the newly hired employees.
Okay, so this is the illustration of the corporate organization structure. At the top, we have the shareholders who elect the board of directors. They are the owners of the corporation. The board of directors appoint the president or the chief executive officer of the corporation. Under the president, we have the vice president for marketing, finance, production, and administration. They are the ones who manage the corporation. Here they are. Don't forget their names and remember their faces. You might bump with one of them one of these days. It is important for you to know the responsibilities of each of them so you would know how you can be of help to the different departments of our company. As what I have mentioned, shareholders are owners of shares in a company. The shareholders elect the board of directors, or the BOD. Remember that each share held is equal to one voting right. Since the board of directors are elected by the shareholders, their responsibility is to carry out the objectives of the shareholders. The BOD is the highest policy-making body in a corporation. The board's primary responsibility is to ensure that the corporation is operating to serve the best interest of the stockholders. The following are among the responsibilities of the board of directors. First, setting policies on investments, capital structure, and dividends. Second, approving company strategies, goals, and budgets. Third, appointing and removing members on the top management, including the president. Fourth, determining top management's compensation. And fifth, approving the information and other disclosures reported in the financial statements.
So to sum up, the responsibilities of the board of directors are setting policies on investments, capital structures, and dividends, approving company strategies, goals, and budgets, appointing and removing members of the top management, including the president, determining the top management's compensation, and approving information and disclosure as reported in the financial statements, according to Diana.
The roles of a president in a corporation may vary from one company to another. Among its responsibilities are oversees the operations of a company and ensures that the strategies as approved by the board are implemented as planned. Performs all areas of management such as planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling, and represents the company in professional, social, and civic activities.
Although the president carries out the decision-making for all functions, it will be difficult for him or her to do this alone. The president cannot manage the company on his own. To assist him are the different functional areas of marketing, finance, production, and administration.
The Vice President for Marketing. The following are among the responsibilities of the VP for Marketing. Formulates the marketing strategies and plans, directs and coordinates company sales, performs market and competitor analysis, conducts or directs research that will allow the company to identify new marketing opportunity, analyzes and evaluates the effectiveness and cost of marketing methods applied, and promotes good relationships with customers and distributors.
So the responsibilities of Vice President for Marketing are formulating marketing strategies and plans, directing and coordinating company sales, conducting or directing research that will allow the company to identify new marketing opportunities, analyzing and evaluating the effectiveness and cost of marketing methods applied.
Vice President for Production. The following are among the responsibilities of the VP for Production. First, ensures that production meets customer demands. Comes up with a production plan that maximizes the utilization of the company's production facilities. Identifies production technology process that minimizes production costs and make the company cost competitive. And identifies adequate and cheap raw material suppliers.
Among the responsibilities of Vice President for Production are ensuring production meets customer demands, coming up with a production plan that maximizes the utilization of the company's production facilities, identifying production technology or process that minimizes production costs, and identifying adequate and cheap raw material suppliers according to Kayana.
The Vice President for Administration. Among its responsibilities are coordinates the functions of production, finance, and marketing departments, assists other departments in hiring employees, provides assistance in payroll preparation, payment of vendors, and collection of receivables, determines the location and the maximum amount of office space needed by the company, and identifies means, processes, or systems that will minimizes the operating costs of the company. Finally, the VP for Finance. That's me. Again, as part of this department, our goal is to maximize shareholders' wealth, and as managers of a corporation, we are responsible for making the decisions for the company that would lead towards shareholders' wealth maximization. But of course, we have to work hand in hand with the other departments.
The detailed roles of Vice President for Finance will be discussed on the next lesson. By the way, which among these key positions would you love to become or be part of? Why?
Mesmerized by what she has heard, Marikit started dreaming about her professional growth and career. And after a few more years of working hard, she was promoted and saved enough money for her dream business.
So I do hope you can now explain the major role of the financial management and the different individuals involved in a company. And that wraps up our episode for today. This is Miles Tita Rigosa saying that be wise and be financially ready with business finance.